You want to hit the music first?
Let's go.
You got to switch it over to live. There it is.
I
All
just
right.
love that. I love that intro.
What a beat. What a sick beat. I love that thing.
I was going to let it go for the whole minute 44, and I was just like, oh, no, let's go.
No, I think it's only
Welcome.
3 minutes long, so that we can't really do that. But
All right. Thanks for
anyway,
joining us today on In the Zone, and we'll see you all next week. Oh, jeez.
that's we're gonna have to say that one for the end. But for now, you are in the zone with Cranky and the Swagman. Unfortunately, Snoozy can once again not make it to this recording. But oh well, shit happens. What can you do?
It is what it is. When work comes.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those jobs where you get called out last minute, and then you come home and you're literally just about to walk in. Everyone's like, "Let's record." It's like I've just gotten off work. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, totally understand. I wouldn't want to record straight after work either, especially if it was a stressful shift, as we all know they can be. So,
They can be, and a lot of people don't think that about traffic control, but it can be a real brain pickler of a job because you get those moments where you just run off your fucking feet, and then on the other hand, you get those moments which tends to be a lot of the time where you're just standing there doing nothing, thinking
doing
about
nothing.
nothing,
Yeah,
but being constantly alert. So
They're,
just go on.
it's insane with how long the shifts are. And there was a thing on the news recently. I don't know if you guys seen it, but someone passed away. It wasn't due to traffic control, but it was in the construction industry. And it just brings highlight to the work health safety side of things, not just to that industry, but into traffic control as well. So, I'm not saying that the deaths that are happening at the moment in the industry are good, but hopefully it's now going to prompt change again. Because obviously traffic control and construction almost hand in hand. When one thing changes in construction, it's usually a flow-on effect to the traffic control. Because 9 times out of 10, every construction site has traffic control.
Well, yeah, we are primarily a construction peripheral industry,
Industry,
so
yeah.
you know
It's
we
it's
get.
just crazy how it's everything's now starting to change and bring light. There's a few traffic control companies here in WA that have been pinned by WorkSafe, and they've had to make changes severely because they've grown and then not made change as they've grown.
Yeah.
So now they're getting pinned with compliance fix orders, and if you don't comply, you just get pinned again. So it's all for the safety of the workers. But lately, work has just been hectic. Like the traffic control is just getting absolute rampant. Like all over Perth,
Fucking tell me about it.
every street nearly there's some form of council works going on that have got traffic control, or main roads are doing something and got massive traffic control going on.
Yeah.
And coppers were sitting in the 40 zone just outside on Mandurah Road here, sitting there just pinning every vehicle coming through because they know no one's slowing down on a weekend because there's no workers. Everyone's still flying through, and the traffic controllers left their signs up. Here's the coppers at the other end pinning them with the laser. Loved it. I was going to get a small snippet off my dash cam and then upload it. I was just like,
You should have.
I should have.
Should have uploaded it to what's he
That camera Australia, dash cam Australia.
No, I was going to say you should have just uploaded it to Shonky TC.
Oh yeah, it's Shonky TC.
Because that works both ways. It's not just the TCs;
100%.
it's the fucking drivers that are shonky as well.
What's it like over there? If you guys say you've got a site that's on,
Yeah.
and you know the workers ain't going to be there on the weekend, do you just put your signs down, or do you leave the signs up throughout the whole weekend?
It depends on what the aftercare sign requirements are, because, like, say if you're working on a motorway, right?
Yeah.
there is a massive job site going on the M7 here. It's
Yeah.
been going for over a year now. I think it's actually closer to 2 years now. And that is constantly reduced to 80 kilometers per hour, purely because they are always changing lanes over and things like that. Like because what they're doing, they're adding lanes.
Yeah, right. Okay, so
So
like spanning it out.
yeah, you'll get these sections where what what used to be a lane is now Jersey curbs, and
Yeah.
you're being shunted over to the right or to the left.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
yeah.
Talking
So
about shonky all over, the builders, your builders over in the eastern states are having a good old time over there. Shonky all the way. Have you seen Site
fucking oath
Inspector?
they are. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like every day he's at a new build, and it's all over the news. Like the last 4 nights that I've watched the news, it's just builders are doing this,
Mm.
builders are doing that, builders are doing this. Oh, Niche Living's now handed in their license for builders, so they can't build any more houses. So now people can access indemnity insurance. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it seems to be so many complaints over in the eastern states. WA is hit and miss. There is complaints
Mm.
and
Mm.
some severe complaints. Obviously, BGC and Niche Living are one of the big hitters that are copping it.
Yep.
But over in the eastern states, it seems like you have got every second builder is like in the hot water with someone, or they're not finishing homes. And this site inspection guy is just absolutely nailing them. Like there's now at a point on his videos, if he turns up to a site, that the builder's saying, "Oh no, you don't have permission, you don't have access," all that kind of crap. It's like really, like if they tried that shit over here, it would not fly. You know, it just doesn't fly. I don't know how they're getting away with it over there, but yeah.
Look, it's gone to shit here too. I just want to send a big what's up to Diggs BTW1, who's just sent us a chat through on the live stream chat.
Oh,
Hey, what's up?
nice.
What's up,
What's
Diggs? How
up?
you doing, mate? But yeah, no, the same sort of things happening with the builders here. Because a lot of the things aren't, they're just not up to code, and so these houses get failed because people want to cheap out. They'll hire the hire the cheaper builder, and then
Yeah.
find out the hard way that said cheaper builder is cheap for a reason.
Yeah, no, that's it. And you've got to do your due diligence now. Like, you've got to have a building inspector from the get go, from slab pour all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I
You'd
had to
know all
go,
about that.
oh, mate, 100%. So it started to go sideways with my build as well, because obviously we're building a house, me
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
wife, and I just had enough. The first non-compliance came through, and I was like, all right, I'll let it slide, bring it to their
Mm.
attention, let it slide. Second one came through, and I started to raise an eyebrow. By the fourth one,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
done. That was me down on site with the manager, the site manager, site supervisor, going, please explain.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, Pauline Hanson.
yeah, literally. But by the end of it, like everything, like it went smoother, like
Yeah.
a lot smoother. Um, but yeah, the hoops that I had to jump through, and then they tried to cite health and safety
Mm.
in regards to their trades. Oh, you can't have your security signs on stake posts on site because the roofers might fall on it if they fall off the roof. And I said, oh, we're going to go down that path because I got an email saying it's a severe hazard. And I said, we're not going to talk work health and safety. And I sent a
Mm.
2-page email on the legislation at working at heights, the fact that they're working on a roof, which means they have to be harnessed up or hooked up to some form of main anchor point while they're on the roof.
Yeah.
And they had nothing. They're just on the roof at their own free will. So obviously I've sent a 2-page essay plus the regs and the legislation surrounding that, as well as walking through with the site manager, walking around the site saying, oh yeah, see that structure you got there, you see all this here, that needs to be barricaded. You can't have all this up there. You can't have all this metal laying around. You got glass bottles smashed over there, like you got pipes sticking out. They had scaffolding set up, but it wasn't gated off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was so much that I brought up that they had totally just ignored the fact that I had signs there. So it was quite interesting, but it got me talking with my mate as well about side gigs. You know, what do you do like in your spare time other than, you know, when you're bored going and checking out your own home build, but you know,
Yeah.
side gigs like becoming a building inspector or, you know, salesperson. Like I started getting into conversations with him, and obviously because he runs Swag and I'm with him with Swag, um, it just brought up different angles. We started brainstorming different sort of ideas on how we can improve our side hustle and all that, and started talking with my other mates as well. Some of them are doing lawns on the side. So some of them are doing FIFO, coming home and running a lawn mowing business.
And that's the kind of thing you can do when you're doing FIFO, because especially if you're like 1 week on, 1 week off, or something similar to
That's
that,
it.
you're making
100%.
money while you're making money.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, I've got friends that are doing like beauty care sales and all that from home, making money at work, being an accountant, then coming home and doing beauty care. It's like,
Well, hell, I'm an Uber driver on the
you're
side.
an Uber,
So,
yeah. I just signed up to that as well, but then they're like,
yeah.
you need to get a police clearance, and I'm like, hang on, so I've got to get a police clearance to be an Uber driver for what reason? It makes no sense. Like,
It's just to make sure you haven't done anything funny with ladies and children in the past.
oh, I can understand like the Uber side of it, but I was like looking at the Uber Eats side of it. So like, you're only delivering food, and they still wanted you to have a police clearance. And I thought, I'm not wasting $80 on a police clearance to then deliver food.
Deliver food.
It's just, if I was doing Uber, yeah, fair enough. Okay, it makes sense. You need to have that police clearance. But delivering food, you need a police clearance. It just didn't make sense to me. For me, that was like red flag. Hey, what are you trying to do with my information type thing?
I think
there's nothing on there anyway, but
they don't want someone that they think is likely to make a mental note of the address of some attractive young bird in the neighborhood, and
I
then
suppose it's a way of looking at it, like your predators and all that sort of jazz. Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Some Uber Eats delivery
serial killer on the loose,
going to be standing at the door like, so you got children in there?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I see you ordered a couple of Happy Meals.
Your Happy Meals came with a toy.
And so did I.
This one vibrates. You just twist it on the side. It goes,
sounds like an electric razor.
Yeah. Speaking of electric. Oh, it's funny. Did you see what Elon's bringing out?
Yeah, the robots.
He's got the robots coming out, and he's got like a taxi. What is it? Taxi hub or something, like a van that you're literally a Tesla version taxi hub or something, whatever he calls it. But it's like a really long sort of Uber. Well, I wouldn't say Uber, but Tesla driverless vehicle. But it's nuts. And then there was the report on top of all that. There was a report that came out that said Tesla's listening to our conversations. So anyone that's got a Tesla, Cybertruck, there was actually a few different brands of there. I think it was Hyundai and Mazda that were another one that were caught up in that report. But Tesla was the biggest offender in terms of listening to not just conversations, but also getting locations as well as in-car conversations. They can access your camera immediately, like live feed, and start snapshotting where you are at any point, or snapshotting you inside the vehicle. That's like, surely that's illegal, but I don't know why Elon would do that and put his company at risk.
Have you ever seen dash cam videos captured by one of those cars?
No.
Because Tesla's come with, you can they record from all four sides, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on
So,
each side of the car. Yeah.
yep, yep. And I mean, honestly, I have seen better graphics on a fucking PlayStation 1.
Yeah, right. So it's all
Those,
grainy and
those cameras are the shittest things I've ever seen.
like you'd think you'd put decent cameras in there, like
You'd
especially for
think
what he
so.
charges as well. Like
Yeah. I
so,
mean, like,
he's charging an extra $15 as well to get per month to
mm,
have the live sat maps. So you can actually see in real time what the traffic is doing. And it's not just like, oh yeah, it's congested here. Like it's a live feed. Like you can literally see how congested it is, what's going on the freeway, and actually have a 3D view of what's happening. So they're like in terms of their advancement, it doesn't shock me that Tesla has that kind of capability. Like, but surely there'd be a
yeah,
way
but
to switch it off, wouldn't there?
sure. It's called a pair of pliers.
Yeah, disable all cameras, new recording.
Click, click, click.
Click. Yeah, switch it all off. But yeah, he's on track to becoming the first trillionaire, which
Oh,
is
fuck. That's all we
like,
need. A South
he,
African trillionaire.
yeah, he's literally like he's pretty close. I think the last time I checked, he was at 800 billion or 850 something $billion. So he's not that far off from getting there. But
God,
that's absolutely insane. The fact that he's got that kind of money and then he's just doing stupid shit like that can literally cripple your company. Like to be caught out in that kind of report,
mm,
that can severely hinder your business big time. Especially if there's no
it's
warning or anything that's in the contract saying, "Hey, you may be, recorded at any point inside this Tesla."
mm.
So, I think Elon's going to be facing a little bit of a lawsuit.
Yeah, they're probably gonna. It'll be like that scene in The Simpsons where Monty Burns gets wheeled into court on one of those.
Gurneys.
Yeah, like a yeah, the Hannibal Lecter style bed that they have standing up. He gets wheeled
Yes.
in there, and they're like, "Well, it's going to be a $3 million fine." And he's like, "Smithers, my wallet's in my front pocket." Just
Oh yes, I would love to see that. Honestly, would love to see that.
Mr. Musk, this is going to be a $30 billion fine for Tesla Incorporated. Oh, Smithers, get my wallet out of my front pocket, would you?
Oh, I love that. I love those episodes. Who do you reckon's going to win this election? Speaking of The Simpsons, like the predictions are fucking
Oh,
of what
between
they've been doing.
Trump and that lady,
Yeah, Camilla Harris.
Camilla Harris.
Reports are saying that Donald's in the lead again in certain states. He's actually leading it over Camilla.
I would say that Trump will win again.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they'll
what
make it that he doesn't win.
the Simpsons fans will make it so that he doesn't
Yeah.
win.
Oh, well, look at the last time. Apparently, they found voting ballot slips, thrown out on the freeway. Like the
Mm,
voting hadn't even been completed, and they'd already announced who the winner was, and there was still like there was 3 truckloads worth of ballots just thrown out on the freeway before they'd even been counted. So
yeah,
like
yeah,
it
that's
was
true.
rigged from the start. And like America has ways of rigging their elections. Like ask yourself, why are we still voting in pencil? Why can't we do our voting in pens? Like, why is it that we go to an election and they hand you a pencil to do your voting in? Like, one, you can do
Yeah,
it
and it becomes.
electronically. Why can't we do it electronically?
But
Or two,
who's to say that doing it electronically can't be changed either?
well, that's the other thing. The minute you bring in electronic side of voting, there's the
Mm,
chance that AI could corrupt it. There's chances that hackers can corrupt it. Um, yeah, it'd have to be super tight, and I don't trust our government. I don't reckon we've got a strong enough security system. Hackers are getting into
well,
everything at the moment. They're getting into banks. They're getting into people's Facebook's accounts. Everything's being leaked.
it's not just the hackers; it's the government's IT system itself. Look at what happened with the 2016 election. Do you remember that?
I don't.
They tried to
But
make it entirely online,
yeah,
but they didn't think about the fact that they need to build a strong enough server to accommodate 20 million people logging in at once.
yeah, right. I think I remember seeing something like that. I actually don't remember the election, but I think I remember hearing something on the news that there was some sort of outage. People couldn't log in or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
because everyone in the country tried logging in at the exact time that you needed to log in to get yourself counted,
yeah,
and
was
the
that
whole
for
thing
that?
just crashed and fucked up.
Was that for the census, or was that for the election?
That was the census.
Census, yeah, that's right. That's right. And who was it at the time that was our prime minister? Because it was the vice minister, the vice prime minister at the time that went on the news and said, "Yeah, we're trying to fix it." I
Oh
remember that
God,
now.
who was it? Scott
We've got
Morrison,
it.
wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was Scott Morrison. Yeah,
You know, the one
and
that
then we've got another
pooed his
census
pants down
coming
the
up
road
as
from
well.
where I live.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Speaking of
Good.
that, just shonky as shit. I'm part of obviously the residents page on Facebook in terms of the new area that I'm going to be living in.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody has been going around, and so far it's happened twice, and shitting inside somebody's walk-in pantry and literally taking a shit inside their pantry on bare concrete, spraying it up the wall, all sorts of crap. The only reason they know it's human waste is because there's also toilet paper in the mix of it all.
So this person's come prepared.
This person's come prepared, and my comment on there was one, who did you piss off? Because it's either one of two people.
Don't worry
Someone
about
you've
pissing
pissed
off. I'd
off.
be worried about getting shat on.
Yeah, well, you've either pissed somebody off or your tradesperson is shitting inside your house because the weirdest thing is there's other houses on the same street that are also being built that have not had that problem. So
Yeah,
it seems
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a targeted event. So for me, it's either your tradesperson that's going in there taking a shit in the pantry or you've pissed off somebody and they've just decided, yep, that's the house. Like, that's their house. I'm going to shit in it. Because you can't get that smell of urine and shit out of concrete. You've got to use
No.
like a vinegar and a bar carb soda. And even then, it's like,
And if it keeps happening after the toilet's been installed, you know you fucked with someone.
oh, yeah. There's they give you the portaloos for the trades at the front. So most
Yeah.
sites have a portaloo. So it's very weird that this person's been going and shitting in their pantry. And then
I'm
the guy has to come out, the plasterer has to come back out and clean it.
mm,
That's the
mm.
problem. So they've got to clean it all out and then replaster it again. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've snuck into the occasional construction site to use the portaloo.
yeah, the portaloos are fine as long as they're maintained and clean and they've still got the blue aid that's still running through it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've made the mistake once of going in there and whatever happened, it wasn't connected, but it wasn't flushing. But they had it
Yeah.
there for people to use. And the minute you walked in, it smelled fine walking in. But then you
Yeah.
tried to flush and it wasn't doing anything. I was just like, fuck this, walk away. Nothing else I can do. Yeah, guilty of that one.
I just walk up the side of the house and see if there's a hose or something laying there that I can use.
Yeah. Have you seen how, like, in speaking of homes, have you seen how much it's gone up in terms of like rent as well as the value, the equity in the houses? Like,
Absolutely.
it's crazy. So ours alone went from a $500,000 build. It's now got an extra 250 odd thousand in terms of equity sitting in it already, and we haven't even finished the build yet. So if we really wanted to, we could sell it. But then the rent side of it, we can get up to 650 to 680 per week.
And that's in Perth.
And that's in Perth. So I could only imagine, like, my mate was telling me he's renting a place over in Melbourne, I think it is. No, sorry, Brisbane. He's got this place that'll be ready in November.
Yep.
His rent per week is $2,000.
Yeah, it's insane.
$2,000 a week. and that's the centre of Brisbane. It's a luxury type apartment, but it's also got a massage parlour in there. So all the residents that are there, all they have to do is show their key card,
Yeah.
and they get free massages. So they don't have to pay for it. It's got a
Mm,
sauna,
mm.
gym, uh, swimming pool, spa. It's got the whole works, but it's $2,000 a week, and I was just like, that's like 96 grand a year. I couldn't imagine spending that much. Oh, that is
I'm.
a hell of a lot of money.
I know I'm going to be in for a rough time in about a year's time when my lease comes up for contract again,
Yeah,
because I know that they're going to add a massive whopping amount to the rent.
yeah,
Because when we started with this place, it was 510 a week. Oh, sorry, 500 a week. It's 510 now. They put it up by $10,
yeah.
right? Um, all of the other rental houses in this area are going for about 700 to 800 a week,
Yeah, yeah,
and
right.
that's Western Sydney. I live 40 minutes away from the city.
Yeah, right. And you're still copping it.
Yeah,
So you're going to be up for changing states then.
I think so. I think WA is looking pretty good this time of
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. WA is pretty good. You just have to be in the shonky end. So just to keep our content going, you know.
There's
Uh,
Swagman going. Don't come and move near me, cunt. Get out of
yeah,
here.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just go down the shonky end. Go to Koodnup. Even our bad areas are actually becoming sort of semi good. Like Koodnup, for instance, so they've started to get like bigger apartments in there. It's a little bit more cleaner. But yeah, you still have your derelict areas. Like you definitely
Mm,
find
mm.
your. It's nothing like Blacktown
Black
over there, Blacktown in Sydney.
good old Blacktown.
Blacktown over there in Sydney. I went
Oh,
past on the
mate,
train
mate,
on
mate.
that, and I seen that, and I went, "Yeah, I'm not getting off the train here, eh? Just keep going."
Blacktown has changed so incredibly much, and same with Parramatta.
Yeah,
Both of
right.
them now are just jam packed with high rises. It's insane, and I hate it.
You're joking. So you can't even get
I
a
wish I
decent sized
was.
rental in there either.
You cannot. There is no such thing as a low income area in Sydney anymore. It's getting
Wow.
ridiculous.
So
I
it's
mean,
becoming impossible to live there. You basically got to be. I reckon Sydney is literally like our Hollywood. Sydney is our Hollywood.
oh mate,
And
oh I
like,
can't stand this place.
it's super expensive. Like WA is expensive, but
Mm,
we've also got the jobs here and the mine sites here in WA to compensate that sort of area as well.
yeah.
But not everyone does FIFO over here. There's a lot of backpackers. Like I get a text message daily, emails daily to, hey, we need you out on site. We need an operator. We need work health safety. Oh, we need a TMA operator, a traffic operator. Like every day, just and I if I needed the cash, I know I could get it easily like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But in terms of the rent side of it, if you don't have a second person in your family, like your husband or you're both working, it makes it really hard. Like single families are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It's I know my sister's rent. Her rent's about to go up to 750 per week, and that's just in Baldivis.
Yeah.
And Baldivis is like it's not a high rise area. It's not it's just a nice little suburb. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's good either. There's nothing special really about Baldivis.
Mm-hmm.
But for rent to be 750 per week is a joke. Like it's just unaffordable now. It's pushing everybody out of the rentals. All the income earners now are forced to either go live back with family or go find couch surf or get a caravan. Like that's what it's come to.
Yeah.
Living out of your car or a caravan. So
I
it's
mean,
getting
you know it's all
ridiculous.
going to hell when a town, okay, and this is speaking from experience, a town in New South Wales that's 4 hours out of the city is charging only $100 odd less a week in rent than what the city is.
What?
Yep. See, I spent my teen years, as I think I've discussed with you before, living in a town called Cooma, which is about
Mm.
4 hours south. It snows there. It's a smallish town, 8,000 people, maybe 10,000 now. My mate still lives there. And while most Sydney suburbs are charging about 700 to 800, Coomer's charging 600 to 700.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no.
insane. It's ridiculous.
Oh. Yeah, it's becoming unaffordable. Government needs to do something. They let everyone access their super,
Mm.
and then because people went out and spent their money on go karts and TVs and all that sort of jazz during that COVID period, a lot of smart people put it on their mortgage, like we did. um, but yeah, these kind of the kind of situations where the government needs to say, okay, you can access 5 grand or 6 grand of your super
Yeah, yeah,
for whatever reason due to the situation we're in. Give everyone access 5 grand to access it, just to help out with some bills and whatever else. But giving people 20 grand access. What was it, 20,000 or 10,000 per time that you could have 20 grand in total, I think it was, wasn't
I
it?
think it was 20 grand in total, but it was
10 grand lots.
10 grand per financial year.
Yeah. And then, and now that the supers have all been drained, you see all the ads on TV for, hey, if you need super, come join us. Like, super companies like screaming to get people back.
Yep, yep.
But I just don't understand. It's our money that's meant to be for retirement. But when
Yeah.
COVID hit,
Mm,
people lost thousands. Some of them lost hundreds of thousands because the
mm.
super company had invested your money into what they thought would work. I don't. I've told my super company I don't want it invested in anything. Whatever it is what it is. I don't want you invested in houses, real estate, nothing. I just want it in my bank, and that's it.
Mm, mm.
Oh,
I'm going to do a little plug here. I've got Ray's Super. I fucking
raise
love
super.
Ray's Super. They held strong throughout the pandemic because, well, you mentioned investing in property before.
Mm,
Ray's invests in property, but like you said, it dropped. It dropped a
yeah,
fair bit during the pandemic because
people
property
lost
prices
lots.
went down. The
Bitcoin even crashed.
oh fuck it, everything crashed.
My
But
mate lost
after
about
that,
60 grand.
yeah, absolutely. Um, After that though, there was this incredible uptick in property prices in Sydney, and so my super account is now at what, 4 years later, it's now about $4,000 more than when I took that 15 grand out over the pandemic.
Yeah, right. So you've actually doubled it almost.
Nearly. Um, so I'm kicking myself about taking that money out, but I had to pay rent, and I bought a couple of nice things with it at the
Yeah.
same time. But I didn't go crazy buying fucking jet skis and whatever else
Well,
though.
that's it. So I took out 20. The wife took out, I think the wife only took out 10 or 15.
Yep.
We put half of it, well, actually, we put like 85% of it into the mortgage.
Mm, mm.
And then the rest of it, we just paid off bills. Paid off bills, paid out our solar, paid out some of the car. And then we just went on a new honeymoon. We're like, let's go on a new honeymoon with it. So we
Yeah,
cleared
but
out everything.
you put it all on stuff that's essentially an investment, like the solar,
Oh,
for
100%.
example, paying off the car. That's all stuff that just makes your life a little bit easier. You're not
Oh,
buying a damn
100%.
jet ski or a fucking boat or whatever to go and sink in the Georges River.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people did. They went out and bought boats, bought jet skis, go karts, just stupid crap. And
Mm,
even
mm.
somebody that was sitting on Centrelink didn't have a job. The reporter goes up to him and goes, "Oh, so what did you spend your money on?" And he just happened to have this go kart on the back of his ute. And the reporter goes, "Oh, so do you have a job?" He's like, "No, I'm on Centrelink. Like, it's really hard to get a job, and so I've
Yep,
gone and
yep,
bought a
yep.
go kart. I've always wanted a go kart, so I bought a go kart." And they're like, "What about your rent and bills?" They're like, oh, that's going to be there tomorrow. I didn't pay any of that. I just really wanted a go-kart. I was like, oh my God. Like, this guy was borderline homeless, goes and buys a go-kart. So,
Well, at least he has transport.
yeah, well, so if his car breaks down, he's got a
I don't know,
go-kart.
man. I know this bloke who went and bought a mobility scooter recently, and he was pretty chuffed about that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Who was that bloke? That mobility scooter is
I
awesome.
don't.
Oh, I got an e-scooter now.
I
I
got an e-scooter as well. It's downstairs with a flat tire.
wonder if I can. There it is.
Holy shit! What kind of e-scooter is that? Is that a 9-bot?
SE40.
Ah,
So it
very nice.
goes. The max it goes is 30, but you can only. I think the legal speed limit is 25 on it.
Well,
So,
you'll beat me in a race anyway. Mine's capped at 25.
oh yeah, get into those settings. Start adjusting the settings.
I did. There is an app that you can use to sort of backdoor
Oh yeah,
the
right.
the motor, but apparently
You
my
will
scooter
avoid.
my scooter can't handle much more than 100 kilos, and I'm 110, so it didn't do
Oh,
much.
that doesn't do much. Yeah, I thought about that as well, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to void the warranty on this new scooter. Like, it was. I thought about it, and then I was like, I read the warning. It said if you if you override this, you'll void any kind of warranty that your scooter has. And I was like, yeah, not doing that. The wife just got home.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it is what it is. I thought, not doing that. But speaking of outdoor and those scooters, I just ordered myself some more on-track meals as well.
Yeah.
They
All right.
they're too good. They I don't, they've got more deals coming out, and it's so
They do,
hard.
yeah.
Like it's so hard. You fill your cart all the way up, and then you're like, oh, let's just check out the bundles. So I just started going, yeah, I like that one, and I was just clicking them over. Went back to my cart, and it was sitting at like $400 and something, and I was like, clear. No.
Okay, do I really need that one? I don't know.
Well,
I
I
don't.
got
I
it.
don't
I
need
got it
any
down to like
24
100 odd
packs.
bucks. So down to $100 worth of stuff, and I was like, yeah, bugger it, order a new lot.
That's all right.
Because my side gig's out in the bush. Like I go out gold prospecting. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
this time I don't lose any gold, and I'll come back with it. So for anyone that listened to our last podcast, I went gold prospecting, left with $10 worth of gold, just so we could tune in the metal detectors and make sure it's like still working properly, because we hire the metal detectors.
Yep,
And
yep.
yeah, somehow we put it on the ground inside this tube, and we walked away from it. Totally forgot it was there. And you know, when you're in a rush and you're trying to get to the next spot, it wasn't until we're an hour away that we're like, oh, did you pick up the gold, or like, is it in the car somewhere? And he's like, did you pick up the gold? I was like,
Who has the gold?
no, did not. But yes, it's we'll see what this new trip does. See if I actually find anything, and I'm hoping the meals come before I leave on Wednesday.
Mm,
And yeah, then we can plug the new meals again. But
yes.
I do love on track meals. They're pretty good. I was munching on one the other day just for a snack. I couldn't be bothered cooking. I was just like, chuck a meal on track, put some water in.
But they really do have everything in those bags, don't
I
they?
know, yeah. And even the beef one, like it's an all beef. What is it? It's like, I wouldn't say it's a stir fry. It's like chunky beef or something like that. And it's got some spice to it, but it tastes like you've just cooked it in the pot. Doesn't even taste like it's stale or anything like that. It literally tastes like it's come directly out of the pot onto a plate.
It really does. And I mean, if you want to go and find someone who can review these meals better than we can, go and find Steve 1989 on YouTube. The guy reviews ration packs.
Yeah, he's really good.
And look up his Australian stuff, the modern Australian stuff. You know Steve 1989?
I follow him.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
that's cool. I've never met another fan of his, but go and look up his Australian stuff. Those are the on-track meal packs that he's reviewing.
Yeah, There's a celebrity that's doing it now that does all the outdoor camping shows.
Yeah.
I think it's on Channel 9 or Channel 7, but he sponsors them now as well. So you've got that as well. So if celebrities are sponsoring it, yes, they're being paid, but he's literally sitting there ripping the packet open and saying, it's actually a good
Yeah.
deal. But
Yeah.
we're not being paid. I wish we were being paid. But if you do use our promo code, which is in the zone 10,
Yes. At the checkout.
at the checkout, you'll get a 10% discount on top of whatever discount they're running at the time as well.
Which I've realised I actually do have a couple of packs left over in the pantry. If you don't mind, Swagman, I'll run down and
Yeah,
fetch
yeah,
them.
go
Yeah,
grab
yeah.
one. I've got 3 left in mine.
Hang on a sec. Pop some music on or something.
Let's do this. We're going to have a short break and we will be back.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Powered by Riverside.
And we're back.
We are back after what, 10 seconds?
21.
21 seconds. But seriously, have a look at that. That's the 24-hour shift pack. So that's really one that's only available to to workers like fireys and whatnot, but I managed to get one. But it has all the same things that are in the normal packs. So you've got the most of the normal packs won't come with that, but that's breakfast in a bag. That right there is muesli.
The berry muesli.
For some reason, they don't give you any powdered milk.
Yeah, right.
So-
you got to order that separately, or?
I don't know. You got to bring your own milk, which to me is the biggest fucking thing to carry when you're camping.
Yeah, well, I've got a campus fridge in the back of the car in my one.
La dee da. Okay.
I'm fancy, okay. I've got the new Starlink. So now I got Wi-Fi out in the bush. So what's the other thing that they've given you there?
We got the John West tuna pack that comes with the little biscuits.
Is that inside the ration side? Is it the ration pack that all comes in the bundle?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the pièce de résistance is oh shit, let me get these things out. Comes with a couple of these guys because this is a 24-hour pack.
Yeah.
It's come with a few meals, but these meals are all available to be purchased. We have tender lamb and pearl barley, which is something you should look forward to.
That's a nice one. I've got that one.
Coconut rice pudding, which if you mix that with the tender lamb and pearl barley, or you can mix it with the chili con carne.
Yeah, that would be nice. Oh.
Mate, that's dinner sorted.
Yeah, I'm hoping my bundle turns up before I leave. So
And then there's something in the 24-hour pack that nobody else gets.
oh no way! Yeah, the Allen's Party Mix. Yeah, right. They're back in stock. There's so many different varieties and bundles on there, and their pricing's really good as well. Like, it's nothing outrageous on their pricing. Like, it's pretty good, and most of them come with the heater bags as well, so you don't have to buy them separately.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly. And like you go online there and you see they have like a fortnight supply. They have a fortnight supply pack, and what is it, like $450 or something like that?
Yeah.
And at first,
So many meals is in there. You look at the price, you're like,
Yeah.
that's a lot. But when
seeing
you
it all
look at
in
the
one
value-
place, you think that's it. You think that's a lot to fork out at once. But then you think about doing your grocery shopping. How much money are you actually going to spend on a fortnight? A fortnight's worth of groceries. You can easily spend at least $300.
Oh, at least easily.
So that extra $100 or so is a perfectly good trade-off for
And if you
something
chuck
you
it on
can.
Afterpay, it's even cheaper again.
Yeah, that's
You're
it.
covered.
And also, we get $40 out of it.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, I've got the wife calling me as we speak. Her head is in the toilet at the moment, so I think she is unwell. So we will find out what is going on.
All
But
right. Well,
I do have to shoot off. So I'll leave this one with you, Cranky. And we will see you all next week.
yeah. See you all next week. All right. Off you go, man.
Take it easy, guys.
Powered by Riverside.